Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a particular film. So the movie I'm reviewing today is called The Iron Claw. This very dramatic film based on a true story of the Von Erich brothers is now playing in theaters. The film is rated R and is 2 hours and 10 minutes long. My overall movie review mom grade is an A. I thought it was really well done. But before I give you the details, let me give you an overview in a nutshell of the movie and what it's all about. And then I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines. Well, there are no funny lines in this movie, but interesting lines, and recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you might also really like if you like this one. All right, so let's dive in. In a nutshell, the heart-wrenching story is based on the true events of the famous Von Erich brothers who made history in an intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. The film was directed and written by Sean Durkin. So well done, Mr. Durkin. The movie has already been nominated for 7 awards, winning 2 for Best Ensemble and 2023 Top Films by the NBR Award. So kudos and congratulations. Let me give you some quick tips for parents. The movie is rated R and not really appropriate for kids. I think that they'll be bored anyway. It's a lot of adult talking. Now, they might be interested in professional wrestling, but I still think that this is a movie that young children shouldn't watch. For example, we see men in their underwear many times in the film. Now, there might be some who argue and say, well, that's the uniform of professional wrestling anyway. That's a very good point. I'm just giving you the content and you can make the judgment call. We see a man pleasuring himself in the shower. I mean, we just see him from, the waist up and we know what's going on. There's an unmarried couple who does it in a car. Now, we know what they're doing. We see them clothed and just kind of getting started. But again, I'm just trying to give you the heads up. We also see people take drugs of various kinds. Some of the themes that are illustrated really well are family, professional wrestling, and that whole industry, ambition, brotherhood, suicide, love and loss, tragedy, curses, parenting, and the value of a name. So there were a lot of things I really liked about this film. Obviously, I gave it a high rating. First of all, Zac Efron is massively bulked up and ripped to play the role of Kevin Von Erich. He gives an outstanding performance, possibly even his best performance. I thought he just did such an incredible job. The rest of the cast also does a terrific job and includes Maura Tierney, Holt McCallany, Jeremy Allen White, Harris Dickinson, Stanley Simons, and many more. It really is a fantastic ensemble. I'm such a fan of the lovely Lily James. She's so talented and does accents and just shines whenever she's on screen. I thought she was perfect in the live action version of Cinderella. Just so sweet. And that's probably why I'm such a fan, because I fell in love with her as she did that role. So too many movies forget that she can sing too. Ryan Nemeth is actually a professional wrestler with the All Elite Wrestling, AEW. His persona is the Hollywood hunk. In 2016, he fought Ross and Marshall Von Erich in real life. Maxwell Friedman's also a professional in real life, professional wrestler, I meant to say, in real life with the AEW. And I like that because it really lends an air to what we see on the screen. People who actually look like they're wrestlers and then actually do wrestling, in the ring on the screen. I'm not a professional wrestling fan, so I've never heard this story about the Von Erich family or this curse. I think that the family definitely made a mark on the sport, and there's still debate as to whether or not that curse is real or, just, I don't know, something that people just said. Anyway, super, super interesting. Also in the film, there is some fantastic editing. There's some original music that was created by Richard Reed Perry. The story is at once heartbreaking and touching and even inspirational. I guess that's more than just once. I love the scene about the afterlife because I believe that there's an afterlife. And so that just touched my heart. And at the very end of the movie, we get to see a picture of the real Von Erich family and what they look like today. And I loved that. Now, on the list of things I didn't like, I only wrote down two things. First of all, and this isn't really a reflection of the filmmaking quality, just a little piece of content. For example, a father admits that he has a favorite son, but he tells the others that they can work their ranking up or down. And I just was like, yikes, what a terrible thing to say to your kids. Of course, he was not the ideal parent at all. And these kids were traumatized because of it. So again, that doesn't mean I ranked the movie lower, because of course I gave it an A. Just some content that makes you kind of cringe as you're watching the story. Cringe in a good way. I don't know. It evokes emotion. And I think that's one of the huge marks of a really great film is it causes you to feel something. I said that weird, feel something. And then some minor details have been changed in the movie from what happened in real life. For example, there were 6 sons, not just 5, as if 5 weren't enough. I have 4 sons. And then there's another detail about how it was the father that found one of the sons who had committed suicide, not one of the brothers. And I hope that wasn't a spoiler, but there you go, part of the curse. Now, I always write down funny lines and interesting lines while I watch movies, but I didn't write down any funny lines. There is some very mild humor a few times that things are just so ridiculous or odd or silly, but not like a laugh out loud comedy by far. It's not that. It's definitely a dramatic film. But I did write down a lot of interesting lines, and you can see all of them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. But I'll share some of them with you right now. For example, Lily James's character is talking to Zac Efron's character, and he tells her about the curse, and she says, "I don't believe in curses. I don't believe in luck. We make our own luck." And she is just such a cute personality, a cute character. I mean, she knows what she wants, which is Zac Efron's character, and just goes for it. But then once they're married, she's so supportive and just so sweet and just lovely all of the time. And I really enjoy her performances and everything. Anyway, I thought that that was a really good line and that helped him believe that he wasn't going to be a part of this curse. And then Fritz von Erich, who's played by Colt McCallany, says, "We cannot let this tragedy define us. Our greatness will be measured by our response to adversity." And now this character was not a great character. I shouldn't say sympathetic and, a kind father. But every now and then he came out with some real gems, some nuggets of wisdom. And this is one of them. And he is so driven. His ambition is off the charts. And he pulls everybody up by their bootstraps and says that line. And I was like, that is a really good line. And that's an important line because Zac Efron's character at one point says, "Men don't cry." And that's how he was raised. You just suck it up and you keep going. And there's got to be some balance between making time and space to feel your emotions, understand how they might influence your decisions and that kind of thing. But then there is a time where you need to suck it up and keep moving forward. And I often see a lack of that second part in today's society, that there doesn't seem to be that grit that existed in the golden generation, those grandparents or even great grandparents from World War II, where they just dug in and they just got it done. And so many people today are just so enveloped and flooded by their emotions that they become incapacitated. Anyway, so there's got to be a happy balance. Anyway, I just really enjoyed that element of that. So as I was watching this movie, I instantly thought of some movies that I wanted to recommend to you. The first one is called The Wrestler. Now, this is also a dramatic movie, very well done, very interesting. Another one is called American Wrestler, The Wizard. It's a little lighter than some of these heavier ones. And then if you want to go to the complete extreme opposite, one of my family's favorite wrestling movies is Nacho Libre, which is 100% a comedy, but it also shares some fun life lessons. It features Jack Black. It's hilarious, awesome, quirky, and it features the Mexican luchadores, the Mexican wrestlers that are so popular in that country. Anyway, we love that movie. So there's, a wide variety along that spectrum. Anyway, thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope if you watch this movie that you do enjoy it as much as I did. And when you get a minute, run over to my Facebook group called, guess what? Movie Review Mom. And join us over there while we have conversations about film and share silly memes and contests and polls and stuff like that. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.